those sponsors. They writing you checks and stuff like that. And then you doing other obligations where you getting money on the side and jersey autograph signings and stuff like that, making this appearance here and there. So it's like you at this point to where you don't even have a banker, you got a broker.
Just about. I got a quick question to ask you. What do you think about analytics in football? I think it has no room.
I mean, it really don't, man. I mean, like that stuff. Like, I mean, I'm gonna put you like this, man. It's like it's hit or miss, man. You know, sometimes, like like you heard that GM from the Houston Rockets that use analytics, and he made it big. But man, listen. It's football, no, that's not going to work, because at the end of the day, football, a philosophy has to be set from the very, very top. And if you want that thing to go forward, it has to be a philosophy that works. Then you got to bring in a certain coaching style and a personnel style from the player standpoint that's going to mesh and make that philosophy work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but analytics.
We've seen it already. They tried to make it work with Chip Kelly, with that speed up shit. That shit don't work, man.
Hell no. And then on top of that, it was stories of him being, old racist butthole. So I mean, that system didn't work. And then he tried to bring in that college mess in there, that Oregon stuff, he pulled at Oregon, and bringing in certain personnel. He chased Lamar Jackson out of town. Not Lamar Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson
McCoy.
out of town.
McCoy.
Yeah. Well, McCoy too?
Yeah. McCoy.
Chased him out of town. You bringing in all these guys, you know what I'm saying, from Oregon and stuff like that. Sort of the same thing that was Spurrier did when he was with the spread with the skin. So like, it just don't get that analytics stuff. No, football.
It's too many moving parts.
Yeah. Wait. See, football. So you got to understand, like, football is different from basketball and baseball. Football, it has to be built and from a mindset. That's a mind game. Like, it has to be a mindset has to be put in place first to start that recipe. That has to be the main ingredient, the mindset. Whereas baseball, you can just put a piece here, a piece there, and based on these numbers, this can make this work. Right. But football is the ultimate team sport where it's 11 guys on that field. What that one guy do in the secondary is going to affect this guy in the trenches.
We got a Facebook question. It just say Facebook user. I can't see the name. He said analytics has ruined every sport. In baseball, 8 pitchers don't pitch past the 5th inning no more. And it definitely has no place in football. Exactly.
It doesn't.
I always say this when I'm debating somebody trying to force analytics on me. Where was it at with Bill Walsh? Where was it at with Lombardi? Where was it at when Bill Belichick was winning Super Bowls? I never heard Bill Belichick say the analytics told me to do this with Tom Brady.
Yeah, listen. Again. When you talk about Bill Walsh, when you talk about Bill Belichick, see, again, it's philosophies. Listen, Robert Kraft, when he had Bill Belichick, listen, he wanted a guy. Bill Belichick is a no-nonsense. I want my type of way, the way. I want to control everything, from not the front office. Like, I'm going to have a little say in the front office, but I want my guys here. I know what it takes, because he came from Parcells.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He put a great staff around him.
What's good, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon? He put a great staff around him with the Charlie Weisses, the Romeo Cornells, all these great coordinators and assistant coaches. Okay. And then look at the type of players he put around outside of Tom Brady. You might hear a star or two, but think about it. These are guys that's going to play a particular role.
Exactly.
They ain't going to be this. They ain't going to be that. But see, if you look at it, Bill Belichick is what Greg Popovich is for the Spurs, is what he is for the Patriots.
Exactly. And we kind of see that philosophy with Ozzie, because you got to think Bill Belichick and Ozzie, they were together in Cleveland. So you see it match right in front of us, how one organization to the other, how they can just get a player from the smaller school and just they fit the ideology, like you said, the philosophy of the team.
because Bill Belichick want guys that's like, hey man, you got to be. I mean, of course, across the league, you got to be on it. But Bill Belichick is gonna grill you on it. Like I'll tell you what the type of dude, because I know guys that I've known personally that played under New England throughout the Super Bowl. He said Bill Belichick is the type of guy you could be at your crib. Let's just say it's okay, practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's just say if it's a Thursday morning, 2:00 in the morning, you get a phone call. Hey, I call this defense, bam, 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 it's 32. What's your alignment and assignment and what you supposed to do? That joker got to answer right then and there.
All time.
And he's going to determine if you give him the wrong answer, hey, man, I'm going to have to sit you down this week. You're not going to play this week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Or
you think that's why they ain't play homeboy in the Super Bowl?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Like, he quizzes you. Like, that dude, he'll catch you slipping.
Right.
You could be out with your lady. You could be anywhere. I mean, during sex.
Right.
You better answer that damn phone. And he gonna text you. And you better reply. What's your alignment? What's your assignment? When this defense is called, or when this whatever play is called, what's your alignment and your assignment and what you're supposed to be executing? And if you can't answer that, lickety split, and the answer you want to get, hey man, you're gonna have to sit this week. Because he got to have guys out there. Because Bill Belichick is like, he's like hands-on with everything. He's so detailed like that. You know what I'm saying? So
he a football lifer.
Absolutely. Where if you look at Bill now, if you look at people like Bill Walsh, again,
right.
Man, listen, he had a system.
Right.
That West Coast system that coaches are still using today. And let me tell you something. If you don't believe me, just look it up. Anybody know Bill Walsh had the greatest coaching staff ever.
Allen. Muriat Mooch. Shit.
Dennis Green.
George Steve, Dennis Green.
Yeah, I mean Mike
Holmgren. Yeah.
John Gruden was a coach's assistant.
Wide receiver coach, right? He was a wide receiver.
No, he wasn't even that. He was like one of them dudes drawing up the scout team like plays.
Oh shit, yeah, that's five. That's five winners. That's 5 Super Bowl winners. Besides Dennis Green, that's 4. That's 4.
Right. He had the great. So you had a great staff, a philosophy, and an offense pretty much that. You know, that revolutionized the game that the league wasn't ready for. So what are the analytics play in all this?
Nothing. That's my beef. That's why I be tripping. I be listening to the radio, the dude Jason Lock before. He went, well, the analytics say this pro football. I said that shit ain't got shit to do with football.
Nah,
man. What it is, these Ivy League guys are GM now, and it's all analytic based. I'm like, it's not football. Football is an ultimate hand-to-hand combat game. It's one in the trenches. And you you the guy. You played the league.
Right.
How's the game's won?
It's one up, it's one a loss up front. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Like that's your foundation. You at the end of the day, if you got guys up front, and see again, I would pretty much challenge anybody that can kind of debate me on this. I mean, to debate me on it. Like if you look at these great franchises or the turnaround of a lot of these franchises. Where do it start? It starts up front. Like that whole Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain mystique started with Joe Green.
Yes, sir. Up front.
Tampa Bay, when they was the creamsicle joke of the league, okay, up until they drafted who? Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
Okay, Detroit Lions, 0-16, bags over there. Who did they draft? Ndamukong Suh. And if you look at the Rams,
you was here. You was here when Ray Lewis was crying that he can't get nobody. When he can't get no offensive lineman off him. I need my guys up front. I need a whole line.
I mean, not to cut you off because why? Because Ray Lewis can run all day. However, Ray Lewis was a very small linebacker.
Right.
Like people because Ray Lewis wasn't your typical size linebacker. Ray was only like 5'11", 6 foot on a good day. And was like barely cracking 230, 240. So how can you take on 300-pound, 330-pound lineman all day coming downhill? And so he needed the Adams. He missed Adams and Goose.
And them boys 340.
They taking up two because you had to put 2 on Adams and Goose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then after them, it was like. I mean, I ain't played a little small part, but I ain't played no part really at all. But you had guys like Holy Nada. They had to bring him in. Make Kimo Atu, Kelly Graves of the world. You know what I'm saying? Guys that can, like Ray was only as good as the big
boys in front of him.
Yeah, because Ray ran all day. Ray was a sideline to sideline. Yeah. Wherever you at, see Ray was like I'm gonna tell you the gift he had. Ray was like, I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for football, Ray would have been a mathematical genius.
Okay.
Like, he just had a radar in his head and he played it based on angles, numbers, and your tendencies, where you were gonna be. And he just basically said, listen, man, all I needed opportunities is to get there. I'm gonna get there.
Right.
Well, he made on his promise. All we had to do is just get in the way.
Right.
You know, so the man double team. So, but all in all, it starts up front.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna throw a touch